Hi, my name is Emma, and today I'm sharing a story that changed my life forever. It's about love, secrets, and learning to communicate, not just in relationships, but also in English. Today, you'll learn new words and phrases through my story. Let's practice together while diving into this unforgettable tale. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and repeat the phrases with me for better pronunciation. It was a calm evening in our small suburban neighborhood. Jack and I were sitting on the couch, sharing a glass of red wine after dinner. The warm glow of our living room lights felt comforting, a quiet end to another ordinary day. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. "I'll get it," Jack said, standing up. When he opened the door, we saw a woman holding a pie. She was probably in her early 30s, with wavy auburn hair and an easy smile. "Hi, I'm Lara," she said brightly. "I just moved in next door and wanted to introduce myself." "Oh, hi," I replied, walking over. "I'm Emma, and this is my husband, Jack. Welcome to the neighborhood." Lara handed me the pie, saying, "I baked this for you. I hope you like apple pie." Her warmth was contagious, and within moments, we were chatting like old friends. Jack invited her inside, and soon we were laughing over stories about life, work, and the quirks of our neighborhood. Over the next few weeks, Lara became a regular presence in our lives. At first, it was just polite waves and quick conversations when we passed each other outside. But soon, she began stopping by in the evenings, sometimes bringing over a bottle of wine or homemade cookies. It felt refreshing to have her around. Jack and I both enjoyed her stories, her life as a freelance writer, her travels, and even her mishaps, like the time she accidentally locked herself out of her apartment in her pajamas. One evening, as we sat in the living room with the fire crackling softly, Lara said, "You two are the kindest people I've met here. It's nice to have neighbors who actually care." I smiled and replied, "We feel the same about you, Lavra. You're like a breath of fresh air." Jack nodded in agreement, pouring more wine into her glass. "Cheers to good neighbors," he said, raising his glass. "Cheers," Lavra echoed, clinking glasses with both of us. It was easy, almost too easy, to let her into our little world. It was a Friday evening when Jack suggested we have a game night with Lavra. The three of us sat around the coffee table, snacks and drinks within reach, ready for a fun and light-hearted evening. "How about a game of questions?" Jack proposed, holding up a deck of cards. "We take turns asking each other something personal, no skipping." "Sounds fun," Laura said, her eyes sparkling with intrigue. The question started innocently enough. "What's your favorite childhood memory? If you could live anywhere, where would it be?" Laughter filled the room as we shared stories and little-known facts about ourselves. Then it was Jack's turn to ask Laura a question. He leaned forward slightly, smiling. "What's one thing you've always wanted to do but never had the chance?" Laura's lips curved into a mischievous smile. She hesitated, as if weighing her words carefully before answering. "I've always wanted to share a secret with someone new," she said, her voice soft yet deliberate. The air in the room shifted. Jack raised an eyebrow, clearly intrigued, while I felt a subtle tension I couldn't quite place. "Care to share it now?" Jack asked, half joking. Lavra laughed lightly but didn't respond, leaving the question hanging in the air like a challenge. After that night, something felt different. It wasn't obvious at first, just subtle changes in the way we interacted. Lavra continued to visit often, but her presence now carried a quiet intensity. I started noticing little things. The way Lara and Jack exchanged glances during conversations, the way her laughter lingered a little longer when he made a joke. And Jack, He seemed more animated when she was around, his usual reserved demeanor giving way to a playful charm. One evening, as Lara and Jack discussed a shared interest in photography, I found myself sitting back and observing them. Their connection seemed effortless, almost magnetic. I told myself I was imagining things, that this was just a natural friendship. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling. Something was shifting, and I wasn't sure how to name it. Later that night, as Jack and I prepared for bed, I casually asked, "Do you think Laura spends too much time here?" He glanced at me, surprised. I hadn't thought about it. "She's just easy to talk to, don't you think?" His response was innocent enough, but the knot in my stomach tightened. A few days later, I decided I couldn't keep my feelings bottled up any longer. That evening, as Laura sat with Jack in the living room, I joined them, determined to clear the air. "Can we talk?" I said, my voice firmer than I expected. Jack and Lavra exchanged a quick glance before Jack nodded. "Of course. What's on your mind?" I hesitated for a moment, searching for the right words. "I've been feeling uneasy about the way things have been lately. Lara, you've become an important part of our lives, but I can't ignore this tension I've been sensing." Laura's face softened. "Emma, I never meant to make you feel uncomfortable." Jack looked at me, confused. "What are you saying, Emma? Are you worried about something?" "Yes," I admitted, taking a deep breath. "I feel like there's something unspoken between the two of you, and if there is, I deserve to know." Silence filled the room. Lavra lowered her gaze, and Jack's expression shifted from confusion to realization. "You're right," Jack said finally. "We need to be honest about how we've been feeling." Lavra looked at me with a mix of guilt and sincerity. "I care about both of you, Emma, but we need to talk about what this means for all of us." The days that followed were filled with long, honest conversations. We sat together, each of us trying to navigate the complex emotions that had surfaced. Laura admitted that she hadn't expected to feel so deeply connected to both Jack and me. Jack confessed that he was confused, but didn't want to lose what we had built together. As for me, I was torn between anger, hurt, and an odd sense of curiosity. Could we find a way to move forward without losing ourselves or each other? One evening, I spoke up, breaking the silence. "I think we need to decide what this means for us, individually and together. We can't avoid it anymore." Jack nodded solemnly. "I love you, Emma. That hasn't changed, but I also think we owe it to ourselves to be honest about how we feel, even if it's messy." Lara added, "This wasn't something I planned, but I value both of you too much to walk away without figuring this out." We agreed to take it one step at a time, starting with open communication and setting boundaries. It wasn't easy, but it felt like the beginning of something more authentic, something real. In the end, the story wasn't about betrayal or loss, but about finding new ways to connect and grow together. Today, we explored a story about neighbors, secrets, and connection, while learning phrases like "introduce myself" and "I've always wanted to." Remember, every step in learning English brings you closer to fluency, and every story helps you connect with the world around you. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more exciting stories and lessons. See you in the next episode.